everyone. But we are doubting ourselves. How can you doubt yourself? You pinch yourself, you hear. Have you always been where you are? Can you remember when you was swimming around in your father's loins? Coming down that canal into your mother? Like a little tadpole. Then here we are, grown. We can think. We should be so grateful. How can we let fish, how can we let birds, how can we let anything out glorify us? The birds go out there, they ain't working nowhere. What they do? Where they work at? What they do? I ain't never seen I ain't never seen no skinny birds or squirrels. They like, what? What's wrong with these people? They ain't eat, they can't eat. What? They ain't free to go about and do what they need to do for themselves. What is wrong with them? And that's why when we find wild animals, the animals per se are not wild, it's just that the people are wild and they just reflect the people. And we see the conditions of the universe, of the weather, so erratic. It's not that the weather is erratic or the world is erratic. It is reflecting the human being. Because we are God-like. And we're sending out those signals of erratic, of lack, of doubt, of hatred. And so the earth, the universe reflects it. But we are paradise people. So what in the hell is wrong with us? It's an inside job. You can't read up on you. There's not enough words to describe you. Because you're God-made, you're not man-made. Even though our parents made us, they didn't create us. What's wrong with us? And that's why we suffer. We don't even know what's wrong with us. We don't know. Because we don't listen. We don't listen to this. We don't listen to ourselves. We don't listen to ourselves. How can we confirm if somebody else is telling the truth if we don't know to recognize the truth in ourselves? And this is why we're always entertaining ourselves. All those who became powerful servants of Allah Almighty used to always find time to be with themselves so they could be with their Lord. To ask the questions in themselves. Who am I? Why am I here? I know I didn't create myself. I know the process of procreation. My parents could not have had an idea that it would be me of the trillions of sperm cells. They could not have known that. Who could have known that? We stopped thinking. And that's why Shaitan uses us like a playground. And he has no power to do that. But we give him power to do that. And we live miserable lives. We are paradise people living miserable lives. That don't make no doggone sense. We're supposed to be it. We're supposed to be it. We're the ones. And yet we suffer. Difficulties. Crisis is a crisis. You think Moses and Jesus and Muhammad and Abraham and Joseph and all of those brothers, may Allah be pleased with them, they were concerned about some employer? They said, oh Allah, help me, give to me, Allah, you are the most gracious, most merciful, you are the most powerful. Before they could finish, bam! Esau ibn Maryam, Jesus Christ said, okay, I want to show his servants something, his companions. He said, I'm going to show you something. He said, after this, if you don't have belief in Allah Almighty, you're going to be in the deepest of hell. They were hungry. He says, oh Allah, send the table spread. Bam! They ate till they popped. chickens, lamb, all kind of stuff from paradise. And they still doubted. They left him in a lurch. And that's why for 600 years they went into darkness, because Allah Almighty sent such clear signs to them. And that's why Allah Almighty didn't open up that power until Allah simply loved Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But Allah ain't sending no more prophets, because Allah said there will be human beings who will take on that message and apply it to themselves. And they will not be prophets, but they will have the same connection that the prophets had to Allah Almighty. Beloved Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam died 1,500 years ago. We are still talking about him. Things are still happening. Those people whose hearts are connected to him are still functioning like the prophets function among unbelief and decadence. They feel like everybody else feels, but they believe in their Lord. They only feel and understand because they understand the people's unbelief to bring them up out of the darkness. And here we are. What are we going to do with that power Allah has given us? That's the question we have to ask ourselves. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin wa salatu wa salamu ala khairil muslimin Muhammadin nabiyyi wa alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in amma ba'd. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Allah says, those who believe and work righteousness, their Lord will guide them because of their faith. Beneath them will flow rivers and gardens of bliss. That ain't no pie in the sky. That ain't when you leave this life. That's a station. Esau ibn Maryam said, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, through righteousness fighting your ego, then all things will be given unto you. That is a station. Beloved Muhammad said, come from the small war of fighting each other to the big war of fighting yourself. Anything that's going to keep you from your divine self, which is your Lord Allah Almighty. Calvin Mukman Beit Allah, the heart of the believer is the house of Allah Almighty. That's a station, and that's development, and that's a process. And if it was easy, everybody would have it. It's like going on the seashore and getting seashells, as opposed to diving deeply into the sea and getting those pearls. There's a little bit more work and training involved. But we don't want to work for ourselves. We don't want to work to reach to our divine selves, our own treasures. We work for anybody else, do everything else so we can blame everybody else. But we will not put the time in for ourselves to reach our own treasures. We can't blame nobody. Allah sent us here with everything. It is a disrespect to complain. It is an abomination to hate someone because of what they have, or to be envious of what someone else has. We got it all. Everybody. You just don't believe it. And you don't trust it. And when the suffering comes from ourselves because of our lack of belief and trust, Allah will show us what it is that we didn't believe in and what we didn't trust after we leave this life, and we're going to beg Allah to come back. Allah says no. Because I will let you go back, you will do it again. We have no excuses. Nobody. We have the ability to bring something from nothing. If you have the ability to bring something from nothing, it's a matter of belief and trust. And why are you lacking? Why are you grieving? Why are you fearing? We can't complain to nobody. Come to Salah.